What it do, homies? We out here with the new Jacob Collier song "Little Blue" featuring Brandi Carlile. Now, this is not my first time doing a reaction to Jacob. I did, I think, one about a while back, but it didn't do so well, so I didn't return. So I just listened to some of his songs off camera because he's an absolutely phenomenal musician. But we'll see how this does. If you guys want to see some more Jacob Collier, see if we can get this to at least 200 likes. Anyways, let's go ahead, shut up, turn it up.
Little blue, be my shelter, be my cradle, be my womb, be my boat, be my river, be the stillness of the moon. If I could, I'd go with you to a place I never knew. In your eyes, so dark and open, there's a light that leads me back to you. 'Cause you're not so.
You know what? This song has a very particular mood, right? Knowing Jacob Collier, he probably was like, if blue was to sound like something, what would it sound like? Now, when we think of blue, or at least when I think of blue, obviously I think of peace, calming nature. Now, he's obviously representing this in the instrumental. We got some build-up coming out, but nothing's like super overpowering. But even more so, it's his vocals. It's the tone of his vocals and how he's singing. That ooh, he's kind of like those. It's almost like he's singing like oh, like his vocals are opening. Vocals are like his vocals like opening as he's singing and everything. To kind of give it like that nice warm feeling, right? It will feel a little weird if something was to just jump out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like sharp sounds. He's keeping everything nice, calm, cool, and collected. Right. So I like that. It sounds like what something blue would sound like. I love the way that he is singing right now.
Light that leads me back to you. 'Cause you're not so far away. I hear you say you'll never walk alone.
Right there.
Singing, don't be afraid of the dark in your heart. You're gonna find a way to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You're gonna find a way.
Little blue, be my anchor.
Oh, it's so important who you choose when it comes to your features and everything. Oh, this is perfect. Her voice is 100% accompanying this. Also, this kind of visuals that we got going here where the wave kind of came over, kind of see the fear in his eyes. What that kind of reminded me of is how, you know, that tidal wave is pretty much life, right? Kind of hitting you. And then when it does hit you, as you see, he found that he was underwater. But then I love how they showed how he landed, because it's almost like a sense of him finding his footing after the wave of life comes and it crashes upon you, right? He found his footing, and now he's in uncharted territory, right? Because that's the thing about life, is that it's 100% a teacher, right? Something that keeps on teaching. And generally, whenever you are experiencing something new, you're in uncharted territories. Now, there's these images of the forest around, but as we see, it's not what you call it's not knocked down or it's not renovated or something. So for all I know, and you can tell by the way he's kind of looking around that he's never been this way, been in this situation. So right now he's just navigating, right, the aftermath of a horrible possible life changing after finding his footing. Now, you can't fear that unknown. You have to go and embrace it, right? It's just like if you found yourself actually in a woods, like, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? You was in your comfortable place. The wave came over and it took over you. And now here you are in uncharted territory. So, okay.
Be my anchor.
love the way that he mixed his ad libs underneath that to not take away too much from, like I said, the overall mood of the song. He put a nice little reverb on it. It's almost like he kind of knocked off a little bit of the highs, kind of boosted up the mids, left a little bit of the low frequency in there to kind of really give that presence of the vocal, right? It's like something that is not too jumping out, but the presence is felt. It sounded very amazing.
You're not so far away. I hear you say you'll never walk alone.
Harmony is amazing.
Singing, don't be afraid of the dark.
Hold on, there's something very interesting going on in this harmony right here.
Cause you're not so far away. I hear you say.
I love that. The way it's like it creates the tension, like the tension is being built and everything, but I'm left without the resolution. Like, where is it going? Then it goes right back into nice and smooth. It's like, ooh, we hear those type of swells and like cinematic stuff right before like the epic climax of something, right? And then usually, it's like some type of impact or maybe a silence or whatnot to kind of give you that sense of resolution in your mind to prepare yourself for something that's coming. But it doesn't, right? He brings it up and then he just continues it like he just left us hanging. And it makes me feel uneasy.
Far away, I hear you say you'll never walk alone. Singing, don't be afraid of the dark in your heart. You're gonna find a way to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders.
There's choir in the background.
You're gonna find a way. Don't be afraid of the light. It's alright. You're gonna find your way to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You're gonna find your way.
I like how he says, don't be afraid of the dark, and also don't be afraid of the light, right? Don't be afraid of the dark, as in if there's something that's challenging that's coming at you, right? Don't be afraid to kind of just meet it head on. But then he says, don't be afraid of the light. What that means is that there are sometimes some really, really golden opportunities that are nothing but net, like positive for you. But if you are afraid of taking that extra step, because you feel like you might not be good enough, right? There's one thing that kind of like fears the like it's one thing. It's one way to kind of feel like the negatives that can come and everything. But sometimes on the opposite, let's say that you are really good, and let's say that you do feel like you can do a good job. But then it might be the fear of wondering if you can continue that same success without letting people down, right? I kind of look at that as light, and then the fear of stopping you from doing anything as the dark. So he's letting you know that good or bad, you know what I'm saying? Because it does happen. There are some people who have opportunity in front of them, right? There's nothing but positive in that, but they're afraid to kind of do that. I look at that as light. And there's some people who are afraid to do something because they're afraid of failure, right? Afraid of the things that come with success, and then there are people who are afraid of things that can come with failure. Yeah, those type of two things, they do exist. So yeah. Oh, one more thing. The way that the rest of these, the harmonies, we can kind of hear the gradual increase of all of these vocals kind of coming together, really kind of giving us a climax without absolutely like blowing out our ears, really adding a whole lot of heaviness, adding a whole lot of emotion.
You're gonna find your way home.
left us on a cliffhanger with that rise right there. Also, I got a little concept, or not concept, got a little theory right here where he's kind of showing him with this lantern. You see, he went from like abandoned forest, and all of a sudden he's starting to see all these other different type of lights. I think this kind of symbolizes that there are other people that essentially been where he's been, right? And now these are other people's journeys, right? These lanterns are other people who's also been in his same shoes, and now that he's found a place where with other like-minded people, right, this has now become home. Find your way home. Home, for the most part, is kind of like always changing, not physically home, but just kind of like your home base where you can kind of rest before you move on to the next destination where you feel nice and comfortable. But yeah, he's looking up, he's seeing all these other lanterns, like, oh, okay, there are other people here, right? He was alone right there in the back, and now because he's continued his journey, he's met others. Yeah, something like that. Or maybe he just made so many trips in the forest that he just lit his own way up so he can always find his path back to home. Hey, I don't know, man. I just be talking. But anyways, that's the end of this video. Dave's out.